Hi everyone, NETFQ here and welcome to another EVE Online video. As you can see, I'm sitting in my Paladin here, which is the Amar version of the Marauder. And yeah, CCP, as you probably know, have buffed the Marauders quite a bit. The patch notes from the 23rd of February this year, they've basically said that the Bastion module now increases the rate of fire for all large weapons by 50%, and that effectively gives you 100% DPS increase, which is brilliant, fantastic. And the Bastion duration is reduced from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. And what that means is that once you activate the Bastion module, you're stuck. You can't move at all. You can't warp, stuck in space. And normally, previously before this patch, you were stuck there for 60 seconds a minute. And now they've only reduced that down to 30 seconds. So it makes clearing combat sites I should say, a lot quicker, simply because you're not stuck there for 60 seconds anymore. You're only stuck there for 30, which I'll show you. Now, the only downside that I've found to this is I'm no longer cap stable. So as you can see, I'm in my Marauder here, and if I just simulate the fit, and I have all my modules on, including the Bastion module, I can only run everything for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And then my cap's going to run out, and then everything's going to switch off, which is not good. And before this patch, everything running, it used to be cap stable. So CCP have done something. I haven't actually gone over the numbers, but I suspect it's with the Bastion module running a lot quicker, running in 30-second cycles than a minute cycle. It's probably taking up a bit more capacitor every time it cycles round, hence why my capacitor eventually runs empty. Now, the only way to counter this is not running your large armor repper. So if I actually turn that off, as you can see, I am now cap stable. Now, that's not all that bad, simply because the amount of firepower that the Marauders put out, you're going to destroy all the damage dealing ships a lot quicker than you would normally, and hence you're not going to be running your Ripper all the time anyway, because the amount of incoming damage is going to reduce really quickly as you destroy all the ships. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting to note that, yeah, I could no longer just keep that on and just forget about it. I now have to actively manage my large armor repairer. So it's just something to note anyway. And as you can see, with these multi-frequency crystals, I am doing 2.2k DPS, which is a hell of a lot of outgoing damage. So what I'll do is I'm just going to run some sites. I'm actually trying to go and look for some level 4 mission Sansha sites. Sansha are the rats that are susceptible to EM and thermal damage. They are very weak to EM damage. So to show off this Paladin's new firepower, they would definitely be the rats to go after, because you just melt them really quickly in a Paladin. So without further ado, let's go run a couple missions. I'm going to find a Sansha mission, and I want to do that, and yeah, I'll take you along. Right, here's one. We can do this quite easily. This is the Duo of Death, and it's a Blood Raider mission, and Blood Raiders are like the Sanchas, that they are weak to EM damage. And yeah, the Paladin put out a hell of a lot of EM and thermal damage. So this will definitely be a good mission to do, just to show you how the Paladin handles it. So let's go ahead and accept that. And we'll undock. And I will use my bookmarks to get away from the station quick. Just a tip, it's always good to have an instant undock bookmark and a instant dock bookmark. So as you can see, if I just go to my instant undock bookmark, I'm in warp straight away. Boom. And I'm 1,000 kilometers away from the the station. So set destination, and let's warp to the gate. And the great thing about this is that once you have an insta undock warp out, you get into warp and on your way, starting your journey quicker than if you were just warping straight from the gate, to the gate from the station. I mean, if I was doing that, I'd still be aligning. I'd still be on the station, still aligning out now. So if you've got an insta undock bookmark like that, you can get away as quick as possible, instantly warp down to your bookmark, and then it's only a couple of seconds, 20 seconds to get into warp from there to the gate. It's a lot quicker than just warping straight to the gate from the station. Right, let's have a look. All right, next system over. Here we go. Now I've got two types of ammo here. I've got the multi-frequency and I've got the Scorch. So the great thing about the Scorch is it's a long range ammo. And what I'll do is I'll actually show you the great things about the Scorch and the multi-frequency, which is the same as the what's it called? The conflagration. Conflagration? It's just toilet Anyway, so here we go. We are now approaching the system. I'll actually just change these back to Scorch once we get through the Stargate. Oh, and it's actually an Imperial Stellar Observatory. Edencom, and that's going to give us a bonus, 10% bonus to armor, 10% bonus to energy warfare, and a 10% bonus to mining. Okay, so the only benefits is from armor because we are an armor tanked ship. So let's just move so our warp to location comes up, and let's just change that back to multi-frequency. Now I do have two Federation Navy tracking computers here, and they are loaded with tracking speed and optimal range scripts. So I'm just going to load them with the tracking speed script and get them working, and I'll actually turn on my hardeners as well. Get rid of that window since we no longer need it. Right, we are now at the gate, so let's go ahead and activate the gate without bouncing off the gate. And we'll see what we see when we get in there. Okay, so these rats are just over 60 kilometers away, which is fine. So we're going to turn the Bastion module on. Now, as you can see, with the Bastion module on, the range of the Scorch crystals is 91 kilometers. And don't forget, this is actually using the tracking speed script. So you're getting no bonus to the optimal range. So with the tracking speed script, you're going up to 91 kilometers and the optimal range being 76. If we then turn these off and just wait for them to power down, and we change it to optimal range and turn it back on, these Scorched crystals now go up to 117 kilometers with a with an optimal range of 94 kilometers. So you can get some serious distance with Marauders, especially this Paladin in general. So yeah, you've really definitely got the range there. Now, if I change this to multi-frequency, which has always been short range ammo, with these optimal range scripts loaded, I'm now getting an optimal range of 34 kilometers with a fall off of 54 kilometers. Now, as you can see, these rats now sorry, 57, not 54 kilometers, 57. Now, as you can see, these rats now are in the furthest that I can shoot out to, which is 57. So let's just try shooting them now and see what happens. So as you can see, yep, they are just getting hit at the moment. So it's probably not the best test to do. So yeah, they are quite far away. But again, these multi-frequencies, you know, they are going to their maximum distance, and yet they're tearing through the shields of these rats. Now don't forget, these are battleships. And boom, it's dead. So now what I want to do is I'm going to just load the Scorch. And as you can see, the Scorch now has a range of optimal range of 94, and these are only 54 kilometers away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change it to the tracking speed script, and I'm going to turn them both on again. And as you can see, the optimal range has dropped down a little bit to 76 kilometers. So these rats are well within that. So let's just turn these on and see how quickly they can get through this battleship. And it's dead. Just like that. Boom. And now I've got to pick up this package. Now unfortunately my small tractor unit can only go up to 48 kilometers, and this is 52. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out my mobile tractor unit. I am going to destroy this wreck, simply because I don't want my tractor unit to get the wreck instead of the box. Because mobile tractor units, I always go for the closest thing first. So in this case, the only close thing is the box. So it's going to bring that in. And I'm not even going to worry about these spider drones. I'm not going to be able to hit them with my mega pulse lasers. The only thing I can use to destroy these drones would be my my light drones, but it's not worth doing. As you can see, these are pretty much going dormant now anyway, simply because I've got no control ship to control them. Anyway, so let's have a look. What do I have? I have my special delivery. So let's take that in, and let's scoop up my mobile tractor unit, and let's set destination back, and we'll warp out. So granted, that wasn't a great test of the Bastion module. There was only 2 ships. So what we'll do is we'll actually go back, and we'll get another mission, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit better, have a little bit more rats in there that we can shoot at, just to show off the immense firepower that this Paladin has. And I should really clean it. I mean, that looks really disgusting. The blue paint is all it's yeah, looking very tatty, isn't it? Anyway, let's get back. Alright, next system, dock up, complete the mission, and yeah, hopefully we'll get another good one. So I guess what we can do is we can just go over the fit. So yeah, standard Bastion, sorry, not standard Bastion, standard Paladin fit here. We've just got 4 mega pulse lasers. 4 is the maximum that you can have. So you've got 8 high slots. So 4 are full of lasers. The other 4, well, one's taken up with your Bastion module, and you can put whatever you want in the others. And I've just put 1 small tractor beam Tech 2 in there in one of the slots, just to make it easier, just to pick up any loot that I want that dropped in range. It saves me having to deploy my tractor unit, my mobile tractor unit. If it's in range, I'll just use the tractor beam which was mounted to the ship. For the mid slots, I've just got 2 Imperial Navy Cap rechargers. I've got 2 of them, and then I've got 2 Federation Navy tracking computers, and I have both the tracking speed script and the optimal range script for both. For the low slots, I have 4 True Sansha heat sinks, and I have the Centus C-type Hardener. Now, normally, depending on the type of rats that I'm going up against, I will replace these with the damage to resist profile of the rats that I'm going up against. So at the moment, I've just got a thermal kinetic armor in there, and kinetic armor as well. So thermal kinetic, and of course the X-type large armor repairer, which is standard. And that's basically what I've got. For the rigs, you've got the large energy burst Tech 2, and you've got the large capacitor control circuit Tech 1. So that's pretty much it. So let's stock up. Alright, start conversation. View mission. Complete. Alright, let's get a good mission. What is this one? The blockade. Oh, there we go. Yep, this is a decent mission. So again, it's a Blood Raiders mission, I should say. And yeah, the reward is quite good. You've basically got what, 9,160 loyalty points, with just over, actually that's what, just over 4 million ISK reward, which is pretty awesome. Now with the Blood Raiders, they do EM and thermal damage and a little bit of kinetic. So I'm just going to accept that. And what I'll do is I'll actually just take out that module, that kinetic module, and I'll stick in a thermal module instead. Right, so we'll just replace the modules. So we've now got the X-type thermal armor hardener in there, and we have the X-type EM hardener in there as well. So perfectly fitted to resist the damage coming in from the Blood Raiders. So let's go ahead and undock, and we'll bring up my bookmark menu by hitting the L key. It's just a really easy way to find bookmarks in the system that you're in. Just bring out this little window, and we'll do our insta undock. So we're in warp straight away. And we can close that down. And then once we stop, we can then warp to the location. There we go. Alright, let's see what we can get up to here. So again, I'm just going to turn my hardeners on. I'm going to turn my tracking computers on with the tracking speed script. And as you saw, that was a range, I think it was an optimal range of 76 kilometers with a fall off range of 91. That's with the Bastion Module on. So let's just have a look. See how far away these rats land. Oh, they are really close. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change to my multi-frequency, because we'll be able to annihilate these rats really quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to annihilate these ones. I'll split my guns. I've got 2 groups of 2, so I can just take out the small stuff really quickly. And now we can all start working on the big stuff. And what I'll do is I'll actually release my tractor unit as well. just so we can scoop up anything that may drop that's quite valuable. Alright, first battleship is dead. Next battleship. So you can see what I mean, is that you can clear the field really quickly of anything that's going to give you a lot of damage incoming. As you can see, these battleships are just melting. And I haven't even turned on my armor repairer yet, simply because I'm only getting into armor now, and yeah, and I've only got 2 battleships left, so it's just melting them. And again, I'm not even using my drones. There's just no need to. I mean, these mega pulse lasers with the multi-frequency, they are just doing the damage. And yeah, over 2k DPS outgoing. Yeah, these battleships just melt. And we'll even target this guy here. 42 kilometers is the fall off range, so this battleship is just getting out of my fall off range. As you saw, it was just getting a bit too far away. So next wave coming in, and yeah, it was 42, so everything is pretty much outside of the range of the multi-frequency. So let's just change the scorch, and we'll take care. Oh, I don't actually want to shoot at the. Okay, I'll take out that stasis tower, even though it wasn't killing me at all, or webifying me. And we'll just clear all the small stuff out the way. As you can see, you're pretty much alphaing all the small stuff off. And let's just take care of all this stuff. Now, as you can see, these are quite a bit further away. These are 70 kilometers, and yeah, it's optimal range with these is 76. So basically, they are an optimal range to be destroyed. And what I'll do is I'll leave the battleship for last. I'll just do a couple of reps of my armor repairer. Yeah, just melting. So these small ones, these are battle cruisers. I think they're battle cruisers. No, they're just cruisers. These are battle cruisers, aren't they? Yeah, these ones are battle cruisers. And they just melt. Well, we'll lock up all the battleships now. Last cruiser's about to die. There we go. Right, now we'll start on these battleships. And again, slightly less damage with the scorch, but we get the range that we need. As you can see, the optimal range is 96 kilometers. No, sorry, not 96. 56 kilometers. No, I'll say that again. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. It's actually my bedtime, so I must apologize. Yeah, it's only 76 kilometers optimal range. So all these battleships are pretty much close to that. So we should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Right, let me just change this crystal out, simply because one of them burnt out, so we have to replace it. There we go. Turn them both on again, so we're applying max damage. Well, not max damage. Max damage for the pulse lasers. Max damage would be if we took our drones out as well. But as I said, there's no point. I mean, these mega pulse lasers with the Bastion module just melt any type of rat that comes along. There we go. And as you can see, you know, we've controlled the damage. This is an armor tank ship, and I am in armor now, but yeah, I've only ran my large armor repairer for what, a couple cycles, and then that was it. Now there's just absolutely no incoming damage, so there's just no point to run it. And yeah, without running your armor repairer, you are cap stable. It's only if I ran my armor repairer that I wouldn't be cap stable. So yeah, these are just brilliant ships. Right, next wave. So we're going to target all the small stuff, because the only downside to these mega pulse lasers is that their tracking for small stuff close up is shit. It just can't do it. So you want to try and get all the small stuff gone before they can get under your guns, basically. So hence why I target all the small stuff first. It just saves a hell of a lot of time later on, because the only way you can get rid of small stuff that's close to your ship is by using your drones to target them. And yeah, that's it's just a pity that you can't really track well enough with these mega pulse lasers, that's all. I mean, I've got two tracking computers in with tracking speed scripts in them, but it still doesn't do it. You still can't hit anything small that gets close to you, so that's why you always want to try and stay at range of anything small, or basically blitz anything small as soon as they land, and prevents them getting too close to you. Right, so we've killed all the small stuff again, and now we've just got these 4 battleships here, and oh, and another wave. So we'll again target all the small stuff, and that's a bit out of range. That's 91 kilometers, and yeah, we're still hitting it. Oh, sorry, that's 85. So yeah, we are going to hit that. Good. And we'll just target all the small stuff. Just lock up all the small stuff. Get this last battleship down, and then we'll start on these cruisers. Actually, what are they? Are they cruisers or are they destroyers? They're destroyers. Okay. So we'll just target them, and boom. They basically got alphaed off the field. So again, I still haven't ran my armor repairer. Taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too concerning. So these ones here are the cruisers, and again we just basically blitz them. If I put 2 guns on one instead of splitting them, it should go down pretty quickly. Yeah, there we go. And these battle cruisers, again, they just melt if you put 2 guns on them. There we go, boom, that just melted. This one's going to melt as well, because it's basically an optimal range. Remember, optimal range for these scorchers are 76 kilometers, so boom, they just melt. Right, we'll start on this big stuff now. And what I'll do is I'll just run my armor repairer for 1 cycle, and that should fully repair our armor. There we go. Right. But look how fast your guns go. I mean, look at that. I mean, that looks really impressive, doesn't it? Just the speed at which they repeat fire. They just going at it. Oh, and another rat's off again. There we go. Look at that. 4 lasers. Now I know that the Apocalypse, which is the Tech 1 version, I guess, of the Paladin, you can have 8 lasers on that one. You can have 8 mega pulse lasers. But again, with that, yeah, you're doing a hell of a lot less damage than a Paladin with only 4. So go figure. Right, I'll just look up these small ones because they are quite close to me. And yeah, these are just frigates, aren't they? Destroyers. So yeah, we'll be able to alpha them off. They are in range to be alphaed off. So there they go, boom. Alright, we'll just start on the big stuff again. Look at that. Really cool looking ship. Especially with the little wings at the bottom open like that. I guess for extra cooling. Right, starting to take a little bit more damage, so what I'll do is I'll just run my Ripper for a bit. Because some of these battleships are getting into their optimal ranges, like 52 kilometers, 49, 48, so yeah, they are getting quite close. So we'll just focus on the ones that are closest to me, which is basically all of them. And we've completed the mission. We can dock, but what I'll do is I'll just finish off all these battleships, because these battleships, when you destroy them, you do get, well, it's 880,000 ISK, so just under 1 million ISK per battleship. So it's definitely worth spending a little bit more time just finishing them off. And we can stop our Ripper now. Now, as a test, what I actually want to do is if I change these to optimal range scripts, and turned on the optimal range, so I don't want to do that, and then change to multi-frequency, that's going to give me a range of 57 with an optimal range of 34. So I'll be able to hit this one. Let's see how much damage I can do to this battleship. Oh, look at that, that's just melting. So yeah, these multi-frequency crystals are definitely the ones to use for Blood Raiders, as long as you can get close to the rats. If you can't get close to the rats, then yeah, it's back to Scorch, unfortunately. But still, Scorch does a hell of a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. So yeah, as I said, with the multi-frequencies, we're doing what, 2.2k DPS. But with these multi-frequencies, we're down to 1.77. Well, let's just round it up to 1.8 DPS. So 1.8k DPS. So you're missing out on about 400 DPS, I guess, when you look at it like that. Anyway, this rat is about to die. Boom, it's now dead. So let's just have a look. Oh yeah, so quite a few of them did drop stuff. So what we'll do is we'll actually just have a look to see what we've got in our mobile tractor unit. So as you can see, we've got 5.6 million ISK worth of stuff that is dropped. So what I'll do is I'm just going to scoop all that up, and I can't be bothered waiting for the rest. Because this is a video, and you guys don't want for me to just sit here and yeah, scoop up all the wrecks, do you? No, I could salvage them as well. I do have salvage drone Tech 2s, so I could salvage all these wrecks, but again, that's just going to be really boring, and you guys don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dock up. And yeah, as you can see, a Bastion module would only last for 30 seconds. So once you're finished with the site, just turn it off, and you only got to wait a maximum of 30 seconds depending on where it is in the cycle. And boom, it's turned off and you can warp out. And this basically makes it viable to use in nullsec, to do your nullsec combat sites as well. It's just that it's quite risky in the past, especially the fact that you were stuck there for 60 seconds. If you got stuck in the first room of a combat site and a new cycle had just started and a red jumped into system, that red can scan you down and start warping to you within 30 seconds. Some of them are quite skilled at scanning and combat scanning, that is. So that's something that you're always wary of if you're ever using a Marauder and nullsec, is you could get really unlucky and they could get you. But with 30 seconds, yeah, by the time they've scanned you down, your Bastion module has already stopped and you're in the warp out. So it's a lot more viable now to use a Marauder and nullsec to do combat anomalies. The only thing is that you really wouldn't want to take it far from your home station, because it is quite slow when you're warping gate to gate. So the other viable alternative to that is to use a Titan as a bridger, just to bridge your Paladin directly to the system that the combat anomaly is in. So that's another solution. I'll have to try that out at some stage once we win the war in Delve, that is, if we win the war. I think Test has gone all in on that, and they have committed. I'm not sure if I can say it or not, but for the corp that I am in, we have essentially moved to Delve now. So yeah, take that as you will, but I think it's Test is going all in, so they're either going to win or they're going to be, yeah, homeless. Let's put it that way. But let's hope it's not homeless. Let's hope that we do win the war and we get to live in Delve. But anyway, this mission is now complete, so what I'll do is I'll just go and complete it, and boom, we are done. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I showed off the firepower of this Paladin, which is the Marauder. And yeah, it is a really cool ship, especially for doing high sec level 4 missions, because as you can see, you can blitz through them really quickly. Anyway, until the next time, fly safe and bye for now.